My background is I grew up in Ohio, and when I was 17, I got this letter that changed my life. It wasn't about beer. It came from Harvard and enabled me to go to school there. I was the first one in my family to go to a full college, the first kid from my high school to go to a place like that. And it was just a great opportunity. I got out of there. I started in a JD MBA program at Harvard, which was insane. I mean, each of those schools is hard enough. Doing them together in a compressed time frame was a nightmare. It just wasted me. It was like Ranger School for the brain. And I dropped out after 2 years and decided to do something totally different. I was an Outward Bound instructor for 3.5 years out west, so it at least gave me a little bit of a taste of what leadership is all about, because I can guarantee you I didn't learn much about leadership at Harvard or Harvard Business School, but taking 8 people out into the wilderness for 28 days and being expected to bring all of them back with their body parts, that taught me a little bit about leadership in a way that I would never have learned. And many of the lessons that are in that book came not from a formal education, but from the opportunity to lead people and the opportunities that you have had. And you know about leadership in ways that civilians rarely get to experience. And after 3.5 years Outward Bound and a knee surgery and a bad back, I ended up finishing school, I was a management consultant, which is where I met John Wing. And then after 6 years of being a management consultant, I realized, okay, I've enjoyed this, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I then, having thought that, I realized, well, if I don't want to do it for the rest of my life, the rest of my life starts tomorrow. So I quit. I went in the next day, gave my notice. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, but I had some confidence that I wasn't going to starve. And I transitioned out over about a 6-month period and thought about a business to start. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do at the beginning of the process, but my family's been brewmasters for 150 years. I'm actually the only 6th-generation brewmaster in the United States. My dad was a brewmaster, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. My family at that point had run 13 breweries in the United States since the middle of the 19th century. All 13 of them went bankrupt. So I kind of had a track record. It sucked, but it was a track record of extreme and repetitive failure. But I had this idea that maybe if I made really great beer here in the United States, somebody would buy it. And so that was the idea behind Sam Adams. This was 1984, and the American beer landscape was totally different back then. It wasn't like today where we have all these great craft beers. There were virtually no craft beers. You basically chose between mass-produced, mass-marketed domestic beer, which was consistent, it was clean, it was cold, it was fizzy, it came in a can, you could crush it on your forehead. That was American beer. And then if you wanted something better, you had to buy imported beer. And everybody believed that only the imports could make good beer. And there was this really annoying joke that some of you may remember, which is, why is American beer like making love in a canoe? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because it's fucking close to water.